Hello YouTube. I just wanted to stop in today to sort of do a quick reading for you guys, just to give you guys an indication of what can be done with the energies of the full moon that we've just had, the Leo super blood moon in fact, because it's been such, I guess, a big energy source for the year so far. It's been very impactful in my life already. Within the space of 24 hours of doing my ritual, a lot kind of came through for me. So I just wanted to take the time to do a quick energy cards sort of reading for us, just to sort of see what the energies are going to be like. I do have some stones present for you guys to sort of select from. As per usual, I've got all four of the different elements lending itself to us. I've got the air, our incense, I've got the earth, so I've got some selenite, I've got the selenite tower, and I've also got the moonstone, because that's the energy that we'll be connecting to today. And I'll also be, sort of igniting my flames, if you will, with the fire candle. Again, guys, you can also purchase some handmade candles. This is one of the candles that I made. This is a fire candle, and I made candles based on all four of the different elements. So, I don't know if you guys can sort of see. Let's just try and get this angled for you guys. So if you guys can see, I've got quite a few different stones. Oh god, terribly sorry. Okay, let's just try this again for you guys. I don't know if that's any better for you to sort of see all this stuff. So what we've got going on here, one-stop shop for everything that you need. I've got a few different crystals, and these are the different, a representation of the different chakras that they are going to be used for and will be effective for, okay? So, just to sort of give you guys an insight, we've got some amethyst, which is good for the crown chakra. This has so many different benefits for physical ailments pertaining to the nervous system in particular. So if there's anybody that's dealing with any sort of issues where they're nerve sensitive, amethyst is definitely great for that. Anybody also dealing with emotional issues, amethyst is a great tool for emotional baggage that we may be carrying around. And also, it's great for insomnia. So anybody suffering from sleep deprivation, basically, can also utilize the amethyst crystal. It's all about the crown chakra is all about self-realizations, and with that, there are a lot of choices that have to be made once we come to realizations about certain things to do with ourselves, and it just kind of impacts our ability to be able to move forward once we come to those realizations. Okay? For anybody that's needing some additional protection, so this is my personal protection stone. It's had a few hits. It's taken a few big hits, I guess, recently as well. The different crystals basically are able to hold and consume energy around us. So for me, I am generally traveling with a bunch of different crystals all the time. I actually have a crystal, I've got Ganite and some Shungai that I have with me all the time on a constant basis, simply because I need that extra grounding, support and protection. But this is my protection stone, and I make sure that I have this with me whenever I'm out. And this is a Sodalite crystal, which is basically good for the third eye. So that's the third eye chakra, and it's great for rationalizing your thoughts. It's also great for objectivity, and it's great for sort of tapping into your truth and intuition as well. Okay. We also have some rose quartz crystal as well for the heart chakra. And with that, it's really a case of connecting to that heart place, connecting to that inner temple. And the rose quartz crystal itself is actually particularly great for clearing any anger, any jealousy, any resentment towards other people. It's a really great sort of tool to utilize for you know, relieving yourself of any tension, any baggage that you're carrying on your heart. And it also allows you to become open to attract love. So if anybody in the space is looking to tap into that space where they are, hello, lovely, where they're looking to bring in some love into their space, then the rose quartz crystals definitely for that particular, I guess, journey. We've also got some citrine, which is great for solar plexus activation. Okay, go for it. What would you like to ask, lovely? The citrine is basically great for that solar plexus activation. So the solar plexus is that third chakra, and it's great for the willpower. I'd like to know love life in the next 3 months. I'm single. Okay, well, this is the with the full moon. I'm going to pull some cards for you, but with the full moon, it's actually giving us the opportunity to really get some abundance in our life in terms of romance. If you connect with me on Instagram, you'll be able to see my reading for that. So this is all about personal romance. Anna, let's see. I'm just going to do a quick reading for you, actually. You definitely want to tune into my Free Yourself Friday session. That will be around about 7 p.m. GMT time, where we'll be able to do a one free question. Oh, that's a shame. Well, tune in on Friday. I'll be doing like free questions for everyone to just stop in and give me a quick question that they'd like to get some answers on. Okay. What the cards are saying, I'm going to say this much, Anna. So what the cards are saying is that you've got some blocked energy here. You're kind of blocking your blessings, for the best, lack of a better way to put it to you. There's some emotional security. There's some emotional insecurity, some emotional immaturities, basically, from the past. So it's really a case of you kind of working through your jealousy issues, maybe working through your moodiness. You really kind of have to, you kind of have to just make sure that you're emotionally prepared for a relationship. I think that there will be some options for you maybe in the next few months, I'd probably say. But right now I can see that you still have a past relationship maybe that you have to close out. There's still a lack of closure with the past relationship, so you kind of need to make sure that you close that chapter out first before the universe can bring you something else into this space. Okay, that's what I'm seeing on the cards for you, but I can see that you will be able to formulate something better for yourself. I can see that you'll be able to get a better relationship into play, but right now you kind of need to be looking in your community, looking into your friendships, basically, to manifest something new in that space. I think your friends they've got some connections that they can sort of hook you up with, if you will. But right now you kind of need to probably take some time and focus on moving on from your past relationship and closing out that chapter before you move forward. I definitely say, no, that's fine, beautiful. I definitely say some rose quartz for yourself in terms of the healing. It's great for, I guess, allowing you to bring new love into your space. And it's also great for, I guess, just allowing for the energies to be cleared when you're dealing with anything to do with the heart chakra, because I can tell that there's still, I'm getting emotional in this space myself, I can tell that there's still some emotional attachment to your past relationships. So I'd say utilize the Arcanian realm. You know, you could utilize the Archangel Raphael, which is the archangel that is responsible for the heart chakra. Okay, and that should help you to be able to really move forward. Stay tuned for the reading, actually. I'll probably just do the rose quartz first, so we can sort of see what the recommendations are for the healing process as far as those that needs the rose quartz crystal. So, just sort of getting back into this space, guys. The citrine, as I mentioned, is for the solar plexus activation, and it is particularly great for just anything that we are dealing with to do with manifestation, anything that we are dealing with in terms of blocked imagination, and it really does help us to sort of channel the energy of the sun as well. Amen. And it really assists us with aligning our willpower, because sometimes we want to do certain things but we have a lack of motivation to do those things. and the citrine is a great crystal to be able to assist us in doing so. Final crystal, for anybody that's needing to activate the sacral chakra, that's the second chakra, so that's all about creativity. We've got the pink banded agate, and this is all about femininity. So if there's anybody that's struggling with that feminine energy within themselves, the pink banded agate is a great crystal for that. It's also great for problem solving. And it can also be utilized for the heart chakra as well as the sacral chakra. Okay, so you guys just kind of decide what you need. On behalf of Anna, I'm going to go straight in and do the rose quartz reading to sort of see what is required for the rose quartz. Okay, I'm just going to set the space for you guys, get the incense and the candle going to just make sure that we are completely in alignment with the energies that are present to assist us. Okay, guys, so we are going to go straight into it and see what is the divine guidance. Okay, we're going to pull some angel cards for you guys, and then I'll pull a tarot card to see what you really need to focus on, and we'll pull a stress relief card to see what's in store and how to address it. Okay, what is the divine guidance for those needing the rose quartz crystal? Perfect timing. Okay, it's all about perfect timing here. So particularly for Anna as well, there's divine timing. When this card sort of pops up, it lets me know that your guides, your angels are doing some work behind the scenes for you. It's really more or less a case of you being patient. And knowing that everything will sort of work out for the overall best good. They will bring some opportunities to you. It's just a case of making sure that everything is happening in divine timing. Okay. What is the guidance for those needing the rose quartz crystal healing? As clearly as you can, Spirit. Okay. So again, it's all about timing on this one, guys. It's all about timing. The action that you need to take is to just wait at the minute. There will be an unlikely outcome for you. So there will be an outcome that is beyond your wildest expectations. But it's more or less a case of you being patient in the space, knowing that, there is communication with the divine. And what I will say is that you are getting communication. Listen to your intuition. Listen to that divine guidance, because your guides are communicating with you intuitively to be able to manifest what you desire. But what's happening at the minute is that you kind of need to be assertive. You need the time to go through your emotional processing in terms of any baggage on the heart. And any kind of emotional suppression. Right now is not really the right time, and you just kind of need to be assertive in understanding that your healing is going to be taking place on divine timing. But it's really more or less a case of you just making sure that you are prepared to just work through the space. Okay, there's going to be some opportunities for you in the next few weeks. So I'm going to say within the next 3 to 4 weeks, because Luna, Mrs. Moon, is essentially giving us the opportunity to work through our romantic challenges. But you do need to reconsider a few things. I don't think that you've been doing relationships in a way where it's conducive to what you really want. I think that you've been people pleasing a little bit is probably the best way that I can put it. And you kind of need to reconsider your options and make sure that you're also making sure that you are secure in the choices that you're making in terms of your relationships. It's not just about the partner. It's not just about making sure that they're happy. It's also about making sure that you're equally being pleased in the situation. And if you can take some time to reconsider, your options going forward, there will be the opportunity for you to maybe even rekindle old romance, or start something completely fresh. It's just depending on what you decide that you want to do once you've gone through those reconsiderations, What I will say is that there will be some communication happening in the next 3 to 4 weeks in terms of romance for you guys. So it's just a case of you guys making sure that you can speak your personal truths in the space, be completely authentic, so that you can really manifest an outcome that is in direct alignment to yourself. Otherwise, it's going to sort of manifest conflicting opportunities for you going forward. So it's like you'll have to fragment yourself. You'll have to keep pretending to be someone if you're not completely genuine and authentic about what you want in terms of that relationship, if you're not completely honest about what you require based on even your past circumstances as well. You know, what we'll do for you now, we'll just pull a tarot card to see what the main focus is going to be for you. We'll have a look and see. Yeah, a lot of it is to do with a lot of the shadow energies. It's to do with codependencies in relationship. It's to do with how can I put it? It's to do with that sexual interaction. So a lot of the times, a lot of us stick around in relationships because, for lack of a better way of putting it, we enjoy the sexual aspects of the relationship, but when it comes to taking the relationship to a deeper level, that person may not be in alignment with us, but we're still trying to force the issue. So be careful in terms of how you are manifesting your romances, because when it comes down to it, you want to be able to have something that's beyond that. You want to be able to have something that goes a little bit deeper for yourself. What I will say is that there is the opportunity for you to get some spiritual recovery as well as financial recovery over the stressful circumstances romantically. Okay? Let's see what is the main focus for you guys dealing with some rose quartz healing. Okay? Yeah, you'll be able to get some clear thinking. You'll be able to get some clear perspective on the situation. I do feel like there will be the opportunity for you to kind of be a little bit more authoritative about how you manifest situations in terms of your romance. And also, just in general, in terms of your relationships, because like I said, I feel like you people please a lot for those that are dealing with the heart chakra, and I think that that's why there's a lot of resentment. That's why there's still a lot of baggage being carried, because there are things that you felt like you wanted to, I guess, not do in the situation to affect other people, but it's just of making sure that you're also equally supported. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull the card and see what sort of comes up for you in terms of what you need to focus on for your healing of the heart chakra. And then I'll pull a stress card for you guys, and we can sort of leave it there for those that need some rose quartz healing. What is the divine guidance, Spirit? What is the divine guidance for those needing? Okay. So what you need to sort of focus on in terms of your those of you that require some rose quartz healing that heart chakra space. I think that, you know, what happened in the past, it looks like it had great potential. It looks like it had great investment opportunities as far as your time, your energy, your love, your compassion. But where it didn't work out, what's happening right now is that you're being given the opportunity to reclaim your power. You're being given the opportunity to really become a little bit more realistic in terms of your expectations. And I think also going forward, you'll come to sort of realize that you don't need to sort of be stuck in the past. So what you need to focus on is not being stuck in the past and being more realistic about your expectations towards people going forward, so that they can fall into alignment with those expectations, rather than you saying that you're okay about certain things but still carrying resentment on your heart about things that sort of happened in the past. So if there are opportunities for you to rekindle a past romance, I think you definitely have to be vigilant in terms of how you proceed with the situation. Don't just be stuck in the past. Don't carry any jealousy with you or any resentment with you about the past circumstances. If you're going to choose to forgive, actually make it your prerogative to manifest an opportunity where you can move beyond that resentment in the space, because I can see that there will be the opportunity for you to have victory over your broken homes romantically, but it's all down to you making sure that you don't continue to stay stuck mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in the past circumstances that you've had to deal with this individual. Okay? I'm going to pull a stress card, a stress relief card for you guys as far as the final advice, and sort of take it from there. Okay? What is the advice, Spirit, for those requiring some rose quartz chakra, heart chakra healing? Okay, pick out the positive words, you know, pick out the positive words about situations. So that's what I'm saying. When we are stuck in the past is sort of a perspective that we kind of view the situation from. So if we can choose more positive words, it gives us the opportunity to not be a victim of the past circumstances, but to be able to open ourselves up to new opportunities going forward. So pick out the positive words is the option for you guys to relieve yourselves from the stress in the space when it becomes a little bit conflicted energetically for you guys. Try as often as possible to pick out words that are positive, even if you are stressed and feel negative. Try to think about nice things to say to people in different situations. When interactions make us feel good, it lowers our blood pressure, calms down our heart rate, and reduces the amount of stress hormones in our body. Okay, so bear that in mind, because when you're carrying the baggage of the past situations around, it's actually impacting your present circumstances and causing blockages for you. And this will give you the opportunity to sort of see the expansion of time. And I'd also say what I'd recommend as well, breathing is actually a really great technique for elevating our consciousness, because it oxygenates the brain, and it also allows us to shift our consciousness into a higher, I guess, paradigm, a higher dimension of thinking. So once we're able to breathe, our mind is oxygenated, and we can actually sort of shift our perspective into more of a positive picture, if you will. Okay, so that is for all my lovelies that needed some rose quartz healing. I hope that that was useful for you guys. What I will say as well, like I did sort of mention, Archangel Raphael is the archangel for the heart chakra, and the angels are there to be utilized, guys. Otherwise, they're out of a job, they're unemployed. So utilize the angels when you're finding it difficult to maintain a positive demeanor about yourself. Call upon Archangel Raphael. It will really assist you in being able to move forward from the resentment in the space. Right, what we will do now, because what we're going to sort of look at is the amethyst crystal. Again, this is all about emotional issues as well. It's great for clearing emotional issues. Okay, so this is for the crown chakra activation. So for those of us that are having difficulties, adjusting to our self-realizations, this is the crystal of choice for you guys. It will really sort of help you guys to be able to protect yourself psychically. So it will help you from going into the darker reflections of yourself, from traveling into the shadows, basically the as they call it, the dark night of the soul travels. We kind of go sometimes into the darker reflections of situations rather than choosing to see things again from a positive perspective. And amethyst is a great crystal for that. Okay, so we'll just sort of pull some cards and see what is the divine guidance for you guys. What is the divine guidance for those requiring the amethyst crystal healing? The divine guidance for you guys is to know that there's no need to worry. You know, the arcanial realms, the angels are with you guys, and the situation will improve. It's a case of you asking the angels for what you need. And the archangel that's actually responsible for the crown chakra is Archangel Uriel. So when you guys are struggling, I'll just pop the card out so you guys can sort of see it for yourself. Okay, Archangel Uriel. So when you guys are struggling with, situations that may not have worked out in terms of how you want it, so when your ego is struggling basically to accept your current circumstances, Archangel Uriel is the archangel to sort of call upon to assist you in your mental processing of the situation. Okay? You kind of need to get more information. That's what the angels are saying. You need to get more information. So there's still some things that aren't sort of seen up front just yet. And once those things, all is not revealed, basically. All hasn't been revealed. You only have bits and pieces of the information right now. Yeah, again, it's sort of come up. There's no need to worry, guys. No need to worry. I think I'll actually read this card for you guys so you guys can get some further clarity. There's no need to worry. Everything's happening right now on perfect timing, and it's a case of looking for the signs going forward. It's all up to you. Everything that you're creating is up to you. Right now, it's just not the right time for it all to fall into I guess, manifestation, the delays are giving you the opportunity to really see the entire picture. You only have bits and pieces of the information right now. Your ego is trying to give you an impression that, you know, you need to just go all the way in right now, but it's not necessarily the case. Right now, you don't have all the information, and you just need to focus on making sure that you are prepared for all that's to come, because I think that what's coming in the space for you, from what I can see, is actually a lot bigger than you thought in terms of your personal development, in terms of your personal growth. So really just take this time to make sure that you are being vigilant. Make sure that you're sort of seeing everything clearly as much as possible, and not just emotionally processing what you want, as opposed to realizing that what you need is present for you to manifest what you desire in a different way, maybe. Okay. Let's see, what do my guys needing some amethyst healing need to focus on, Spirit? You guys need to focus on your hopelessness. You guys need to focus on the fact that you are going through an opportunity to renew yourself spiritually, emotionally, and really fuel yourself back up and refuel from your temporary depressions, you know. Let's just kind of have a look and see what's the ultimate guidance for you. Okay. So I can see that there's been maybe some bitchiness in the past. You know, I can see that there's been some bitchiness and cold-heartedness in the past. So these are the things that can block our blessings, guys. You know, when we're not acting in our best interest, when we're not acting in our divine self, it does affect us being able to manifest as we completely desire. Okay? What I can say is that this is an opportunity for you to become more independent about your thinking, about your perspective, and this also is to do with your career as well. So if any of you are dealing with issues where your career factors aren't necessarily going as you intended for it to, just know that you don't have all the information at the minute. You are only seeing the surface of the situation. Sometimes, you know, when the divine is working, it's a case of peeling back the layers of situations. So if there's things that you're unhappy with in terms of your career, just know that everything is happening in divine timing. It's all about perfect timing for this going forward. Intuitively, you are going to be guided to something that is more in alignment with you. I feel like the detours that are happening right now, because that's essentially what's happening with your career. There are detours that are showing you that maybe what your ego have in mind right now isn't necessarily going to completely fulfill you. It's just something that's going to be a temporary fix, and Spirit's giving you an opportunity to actually bring something into the space that is so much more expansive for you, that's going to serve you in a much better way. Okay, I can see as well that there is some resistance to change in terms of your career situation. So maybe bring yourself to a place where you can let go of your attachment to the money aspect of things is probably the best thing that I can say, because I think that, you know, there's a lot of you guys out there basically that want to chase after your passion, that wants to chase after your dreams, but you're so focused on whether or not it's going to bring you in money, you're not actually even finding yourselves being motivated enough to actually follow through with any of the steps that you are thinking, because intuitively, like I said, you're being guided and they're giving you little details on things that you can be doing to maybe kickstart it, but because you are so anxious about the money aspect of things, you're blocking your blessings, you're blocking your opportunities, and it's not going to serve you going forward. You know, like with it being delays at the minute, it's giving you the opportunity to really lay down the construct of something that can really actually be a solid foundation for you going forward. Okay. And again, look for the signs going forward. There will be opportunities coming to you in divine right timing. You just need to make sure that you are open to taking them on board, and not, like I said, just focus on whether or not the money aspect of things is going to be beneficial for you. What you have to define what's more important to you. Do you want to feed your spirit, or do you want to continue to feed your pocket? Okay? And I will say this, like, passion does bring you, it's like soul food, you know. and eventually the money will come along with it. So don't worry and focus too much on the money straight off the bat. The money will come in time. Okay, the money will come in time. Just know that right now, for those of you that are feeling stuck, for those of you that feel like you can't necessarily move forward, it is causing you to be a little bit lazy, okay, because you're carrying a lot of emotions with the situation, because it's things that you're passionate about doing. You're emotionally invested in the situation, and it's affecting you because you're feeling like you're stuck, like you can't really move forward. But this is slow and steady progress, guys. You know, it's kind of like the story of the rabbit and the turtle. You know, the turtle eventually got the win in the end. So just know that you are laying down slow and steady progress for yourself, but the emotions that you have invested in the situation is affecting your ability to see the abundance in the situation, to see that there is an opportunity for you to really manifest all that you desire, okay? Because you're so emotionally attached to it, you're not seeing that there are actually, you know, it's causing you a lot of confusion, basically. It's causing you a lot of confusion in terms of your prioritizing, in terms of your time management, your timekeeping. So really just focus on getting the construct down, getting a structure in place so that you can actually move forward with the things that you want, with the things that are on your heart to create, you know, with the things that you have to share with the world, with the gifts that you personally have to give to the world, for them to remind you, well, for us to be able to remember you, okay? What I'm going to do now, I'm going to pull a stress card for you just to see what the final advice is in terms of what you need to focus on when you are finding it stressful with the situation, okay? Because feeling stuck is never really a nice place to be mentally. So this is probably more applicable than any other, I guess. What is the divine guidance for those needing the Amethyst Crystal Healing, guys? What is the divine guidance for those needing Amethyst Crystal Healing? As clearly as you can. Okay. There's a few cards that's popped out. So clearly there are a few things that you need to sort of do to really give yourself the opportunity to be completely aware, I guess. They're saying take a holiday, you know, take a holiday so that you can really process the situation and thank yourself for being. So I think I'm going to read this card for you. Thank yourself for being. Because a lot of the times when we get, you know, when we get to the place where we feel stuck, it's almost like we can't really see that there's actually perfect opportunities in front of us, and we become our own, I guess, worst enemy in the situation, because then we become lazy, we become complacent, okay? So the advice for you when you find yourself in those situations is to thank yourself for being. Behind all of your doings is you, independent of your gains, goals, and everything you do. The true you will show when you give up doing for a while, okay? Close your eyes and thank yourself for being able to just be. Even if it feels hard not to do anything, just sit there and thank yourself for being. Thank yourself for being so much more than you can prove by doing and saying stuff to others. Gratefulness helps us to be in the present moment positively. When you experience the here and now, it reduces stress. Okay, so just take a minute. Take a minute to just sort of give yourself as well. Give yourself some mind candy. Give yourself some food for thought. Don't be so caught up in the emotional aspects of things that you're not able to breathe, basically. Okay? So that is the advice for those of you that required the Amethyst Crystal Healing. I hope that you guys are able to sort of get through the process. I know it's difficult when we're talking about career stuff as well. So sending you guys some positivity, guys. Like I said, call upon Archangel Uriel when you guys are struggling with those realizations as they're coming. So when you're getting downloads from your guides as they're coming through, call upon Archangel Uriel so that you can even sort of action some of those things and bring it into manifestation. Now, we're going to go to the protection stone. So this is the Sodalite crystal. And this is all about rational thoughts. So that's definitely probably going to be needed. And the archangel for this is Archangel Metatron, guys. So this is all about the third eye chakra, and it's all about that forgiveness as well, because that's what the third eye is responsible for. Because sometimes we're telling ourselves a story and it's blocking our third eye because we're not able to see the vision ahead of us. We're not able to sort of allow for us to tap into the ethereal realms to create that future that we want, because we're so busy carrying so much baggage with resentment towards others for the circumstances that we've actually created in our own lives. Okay, so when you're struggling with that, Archangel Metatron is who you need to be able to assist you with your emotional processing. And also with the Sodalite crystal, it is a protection stone and it is great for rational thought, like I said, objectivity, and also truth and intuition. Okay, I'm going to just sort of pull some cards for you guys and see what the angels are saying. So what is the divine guidance for those requiring the Sodalite crystal healing? What is the divine guidance? Just know that you are ready. You're ready for whatever it is to come, whatever it is that you are working towards, working on. Know that you are ready. There wasn't any abundance for you before, or at least it felt like there was an abundance for you, but it's a case of you just trusting the process, trusting that this is your direct path. And it's really a case of you meditating on the answers, so that you can see things a little bit more clearly, which again makes perfect sense, because sometimes we get a clouding over our third eye. Sometimes we're so busy focusing on our present circumstances, we can't see our way out because it's clouding our third eye. So meditating sort of helps to calm the mind, and it gives you the opportunity to redirect your focus as well. Okay, maybe even meditate on Archangel Metatron. Okay, what they are saying is that things aren't necessarily going to manifest itself for you in the near future. So it's not going to happen in the next 2.5, 3 weeks. But you do need to remain positive going forward. Just trust the process, trust your path, and know that you are ready to be able to manifest what you're working on. You are ready. It's just not necessarily the best time for you to manifest it. What I'm going to say to you is, I feel like there are people around you, because this is what I'm getting. I'm getting the energy of evil eyes, to like take the reading even into a different dimension, but I'm getting the thoughts of evil eyes. There's people around you that are acting as though they have your best interest at heart, but really they are there to feed themselves. They're there to feed their own intentions. They have hidden agendas, hidden motives, and I think over the next couple of weeks you'll be able to see them for who they really are. I feel like over the next couple of weeks they'll be able to show themselves, and it will give you the opportunity to make better decisions for yourself going forward, in terms of the choices that you are making towards regarding that person. It's a solid no, guys. They are saying no. There are individuals that will be seen for who they are. That's what I'll say to you, and that's going to come to you within the next 2.5, 3 weeks most. But you just need to remain positive. Once they show themselves, just know that they were not in direct alignment with what you're trying to create for yourself going forward, and that's okay. Trust your path and know that the divine God has your back. Okay, good over darkness has your back always. What I will say as well is, it's more a case of you calling upon the angels, making sure that you're utilizing your network of support around you, because you'll be able to see those around you that aren't necessarily for you. You'll be able to see them, and those that are, utilize them. Like, ask for support as and when you need that emotional support. And also, with the rational thoughts, it's more a case of you logically processing your emotions as well, because sometimes the ego drowns, I guess, in the emotions of it all, because you can't think a feeling, and the ego is very logical based. And what I would say in terms of rationalizing your feelings, it's a case of making sure that even though you have an emotional investment into these relationships, make sure that you are making decisions that are going to be for your overall best good going forward, because even though you're emotionally invested in this individual, it doesn't necessarily mean, I keep saying this individual because it feels like, to be honest, it feels more like between 1 to 3 people that may find their way out of your life within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Because these people, again, just kind of have their own motives for why they're around you. And the divine is giving you an opportunity to see them for who they really are. And once that shows up, even though you have the emotional attachment to these people, just know that by letting them go, you give yourself the opportunity to bring something better into your life, something that is more deserving, something that allows you to place a better value on yourself. Okay? What I will sort of say as well, sort of going forward, I think that you will be able to find yourself in a place where the people that come in are more sort of like your soul tribe, you know, they're more like your soul family, and they are more sort of worth the wait, is what I'd say. They're worth the wait, but you just kind of have to make sure that you're going through the process tactfully for yourself, making sure that you're being assertive. And when I say be assertive, I mean make sure that you're nurturing your own feelings, make sure that you're mothering yourself in the way that you need to be able to be mothered by the situation. Okay? What I'm going to do, I'm going to just pull a card for you in terms of the tarot and see what is the divine guidance. Okay? Right, so this is all about the generosity. So even though you'll have people that are shifting out, you'll also be able to have, like I said, people coming in that are more in alignment with you. Okay, and these people are going to be able to basically build you up, because I feel like the other people that were around you had, because they had their own intentions, those intentions were eventually just going to break you down. And the people around you that are left, I guess, will be the ones to build you up. Okay? Right, so let's just have a look and see. This is really about potential for you in terms of your manifesting opportunities. This is really about you transitioning. It's about you sort of moving forward from people that have been selfish towards you in the past. And it's really more or less about you being able to move on and educate yourself about the broken homes, about the challenges of the broken situations and circumstances. Okay? What is the divine guidance for those requiring the Sodalite crystal healing, Spirit? What is the guidance for those requiring the Sodalite crystal healing? What do they need to focus on at this time? Okay, don't think it could have been any more clearer, guys. Okay, you guys need to focus on your communications. You need to make sure that people aren't just saying things that they're not acting upon. Okay, and you need to make sure that you're acting from your own best interest and not continuously putting other people's feelings before your own. Definitely contemplate your options. Definitely meditate on your options, and maybe even pray on it as well. You know, because sometimes it's so difficult for us to go through the emotional processing. God is there. That's probably the best way that I can put it, guys. The divine is there to give us an opportunity to, you know, relieve ourselves from any emotional baggage that we're carrying. So the best thing for you to do is to speak your truths and make sure that you are following up with the right actions for yourself. Because even though you feel stuck, like emotionally, because you have so much emotions invested into the situation, you will be able to progress beyond it. You will be able to sort of see an expansion beyond your emotional insecurity. You don't need to question whether or not, you know, you're going to be okay after this situation, after leaving the situation. The answer is yes. You will be completely fine. You have all that you need within you to be able to move forward and manifest what you require going forward, and you deserve to. You deserve to be able to manifest what you want. And these people were only blocking your path. They were only, I guess, taking up your time, taking up your energy, and it was just going to continue to be frustrating for you going forward. You have to find the inner strength to move beyond your lack of confidence as to whether or not you're going to be able to be okay, because the answer is yes, you will be. Okay, just stay positive, which I know is difficult, guys, but it's really more or less a case of you being confident in yourself as opposed to placing all of your value in other people, because they're only human, you know, and they're as imperfect as you are, as I am, and they will let you down. That's the thing when we have expectations of people. They may not always live up to our expectations. So that's why it's just best for us to act within our own best interest. Okay? I'm going to pull a stress relief card for you guys and see what is the divine guidance for you. What is the divine guidance for? Okay. There's quite a bit. There's a few things that you guys will need to do. So the advice for you guys when you're sort of struggling is to breathe with your diaphragm. You know, as you're breathing in, so when you're breathing in, what I'd recommend, as you're breathing in, breathing a light, you know, breathe in a white light. Call upon the Archangel Metatron. Breathe in that white light of positivity, of purity. Allow it to cleanse and clear your energy. And as you breathe out that toxicity, breathe out the negativity, breathe out the darkness, the shadows that have been casted over your mental space of creating. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, guys, fear no evil, because that darkness gives you the opportunity to shine your light brighter. Okay? And then, you know, once you're able to do that, you'll be able to go to the center of yourself. Once you're able to, you know, allow yourself to become one with your body, you'll be able to go to the center of yourself. And the ultimate advice for you, because this is a card that sort of flew across the table for you guys, is the rocking chair. And the ideals on that is to think of yourself as an old woman or man sitting in a rocking chair, writing your memoirs of the present moment. What would you write about? What would the old you tell the young you? Investigate the situation from a distance for about 5 to 10 minutes. Taking this distance will give you a new perspective. Now, some of the things causing you stress will start to seem small. Okay? So, like I said, even though you are emotionally invested in these situations, even though you are emotionally invested in these circumstances, take a step back and look at it from an objective perspective. Okay? And that's what you need the Sodalite crystal for anyways. That's what that kind of healing gives and brings to you. It gives you the opportunity to see truth and to be objective about the truth. Not just what you want from a biased perspective. Not just what you want to see. Okay? So guys, we only have a couple of readings left to go through. I think my battery's low, so I'm going to apologize about that. I'm probably going to have to speed up and pick up the process, but the next crystal is the Citrine crystal, and again, this crystal is all about manifestation. It's all about imagination, and it is all about personal will. So for those of you that are requiring, you know, some solar plexus healing, Archangel Shamuel is the archangel to utilize. He is absolutely amazing, can I just say. That's the archangel of finding as well. And whenever I need anything, literally, if I try not to look at things from my physical eyes. I just kind of utilize Archangel Shamuel for when I'm looking for things. Half the time I can't really remember where I put stuff. Calling upon Archangel Shamuel, it's almost like automatically I get it projected into my third eye. Right, this is where I've put it, and I'm like, oh, there you go. I know exactly where I need to go and find this. Okay, so definitely utilize Archangel Shamuel. He's an amazing energy, an amazing life source within the arcanial realms, and he definitely is good at his job. I'll say that much. What is the divine guidance for those requiring the citrine healing? What is the divine guidance for those requiring the citrine healing? There are some things that you do need to reconsider. There are some things that you do need to look at in terms of the opportunities that are on the cards for you. Because this is all about lifelong creating. This is all about opportunities that will be self-serving in a year's time. Okay? What is the divine guidance, Spirit? As clearly as you can. What do they need to know about utilizing the citrine crystal for their creating process. Okay, right. So the answer for you guys is to ask your angels. Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Utilize Archangel Shamuel, guys. He'll be able to sort of allow you to see a different perspective in the situation. But ask your angels, and they will be able to bring you the network of people that you need. They'll be able to bring you into alignment with your soul tribe, with the people that are going to be able to give you the opportunity to network in the way that you need to. Yeah, ask your angels. They'll be able to just bring you to what you need to see with the situation. And meditate on the answers. Right now is not necessarily the right time for everything to be revealed. But what I will say is that there is abundance. There are some things going on behind the scenes that you're not privy to just yet. And it's more a case of you holding faith with the situation and knowing that the angels, the divine, the universe has your back. Okay? I'm just going to pull a tarot card to see what you need to focus on in terms of the citrine crystal healing. Okay, what is the divine guidance for those requiring citrine healing? Okay, this is all about exuding vibrancy from you guys. This is all about becoming more determined in terms of the way that you do things. It's about becoming more determined. I think a lot of you, what I will say, this is for some people that are going through some depression at the minute. Some people that are suffering from, I don't like to use the word suffering, but I do feel like your power, your willpower is being taken by the situation at the minute. Your thought, you're spending a lot of time thinking about the circumstances that aren't going your way, about the injustices of the past, and it means that you're creating more of exactly that. It means that you're creating more circumstances for you to be depressed about. It means that you're not able to see things from a clear perspective. It also means that you're making very hasty decisions, guys. And you need to just kind of maybe forgive yourself even for the past decisions that you made, so that you can become more determined to maybe be a little bit warmer towards yourself, because I feel like a lot of it feels like self-inflicted pain. I feel like you are just so negative about things that you could have done, about the negative external forces that had nothing to do with you. I'm going to say this. It was inevitable. Whatever it is that you're going through, it was inevitable to go that way, because what I can see is that okay, so this is to do with the romance of what I can see on the cards. So if you are struggling about the way things happened romantically, and it's taking all of your willpower, don't allow the shadows to take you out. Don't allow the shadows to keep you to be blocked. Process those emotions, guys, because for what I can see in the situation, there's a lot of blocked emotions. There's a lot of unprocessed and suppressed feelings about, things that hadn't necessarily turned out the way that you want it to romantically. And yes, you are indecisive at the minute, so that's not really helping your situation. But what I will say is that there are going to be opportunities for you going forward. Ask your angels. There will be a network of people that will be more in alignment with you. You just kind of have to become more determined to, see it all the way through to the end. Don't just kind of close yourself off after seeing the first 10 minutes of the show, basically. You have to go maybe half an hour in to see a little bit more, to sort of see whether or not that relationship even had the potential to be something that you are going to be in for the next 10, 15, 20 years of your life. Do you know what I mean? What were you really looking for in terms of that relationship, and why did it manifest itself in that way? Okay. What is the divine guidance for those requiring the citrine crystal healing? Okay, so there was, I'm going to say this much. There was definitely a lack of planning in terms of the actions. I felt like the person that you were with, this may be them or yourself, you guys were all talk and no action. So there was a lot of unfulfilled, undelivered promises in the situation. And the actions weren't necessarily, you guys weren't able to make any plans. Right now as well, it's almost like you have a fear of the unknown. You don't really know what's going to come in the future as far as the relationship. So you're really anxious about you know, potentially what's happening or how it's going to pan out right now. You do feel stressed out, you are overly burdened by the situation, and you kind of need to let yourself be in the moment. You know, just let yourself kind of, what I will say, because this is the card that's showing me that you guys are really sort of stressed out at the minute. You're carrying a lot at the minute. You know, you're taking on too much. So what I would say is just don't allow yourself to just look at what you had. Also look at what you would have liked to create going forward in the situation. And sacrifices, when we sacrifice situations, we're able to get more, you know, and that's what the guys are saying. That's what the guys are letting you know, that this is an opportunity for you to sacrifice something that wasn't necessarily working for your best interest, and let go of it so that they can maybe bring something better into the space. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be someone new coming into the space, because I feel like this is for the people that are trying to work through difficult relationships that comes with a lot of baggage. Just know that if you sacrifice your current pattern, this is an opportunity for you guys to manifest a different cycle within the relationship. It's an opportunity for you guys to manifest a cycle that is going to be more self-serving on a long-term basis. Okay, I'm going to try and get my charger in, guys, because my phone's about to go. So bear with me. I probably should have done this first. So let me just try and get this done. Okay. I'm going to try and do this without affecting what I'm doing for you guys right now in terms of the reading. Okay. Alright, guys. I'm going to try and get this finished up for you guys, because we're down to just the last, I guess, reading of the evening. And we'll be able to sort of see what is there to come. Okay? So, final stress relief card. Let's see, what is the divine guidance for those requiring the citrine healing? What is the divine guidance for those requiring the citrine healing? Okay. There we go, guys. Probably definitely should have popped it on charge before I even started, but such is life. Okay. What is the divine guidance for those requiring the citrine healing? What is the divine guidance for those requiring citrine healing? As clearly as you can, please. Spirit, what is the divine guidance for those requiring citrine healing? As clearly as you can.
What the fuck is this, Ghost?
Let's have a look.
What is this? Move.
Let's see. What is the stress advice for those having issues and requiring the citrine crystal healing? Okay. So the advice is to breathe from heaven to earth. Okay. Yeah, it's all about your breathing. Breathing in a way that's going to give you the opportunity to claim back your power. Again, like I mentioned at some point in the reading, you know, breathing allows us to oxygenate the brain and shift our consciousness. So breathe from heaven to earth. Close your eyes. Make sure the soles of your feet touch the ground. Breathe normally at a normal pace. When you breathe in, imagine the breath is traveling inside of you from heaven to earth. When you breathe out, think the opposite. Keep doing this for 5 to 10 minutes. deep breathing relaxes the body, and concentrating on breathing calms the mind. Okay? So that is the advice for you guys, so you can pay close attention to what's going on within your body. Okay? Now I'm going to pull the final cards of the evening. So this is the pink banded agate. Pink banded agate, guys, is great for femininity. It's also great for creativity, and it's great for nurturing and problem solving. So this is all about the sacral chakra healing for those that require some, creativity healing. At the minute, the archangel that you guys need to call upon is Archangel Ariel. And they'll be able to assist you in the creating process of anything that you're going through at the minute. Okay, I'm just going to pull some cards for you guys to see what is the advice for you. Okay, what is the advice for those requiring the healing with the pink banded agate? What is the advice for those? There are big happy changes coming your way, guys. There are big happy changes coming your way. You just kind of have to be assertive. Definitely make sure that you go through the process of forgiveness so that you can restore your body, so that you can restore your temple. Because success is absolutely intended by this situation. Whatever it is that you're going through, the cycle is going to be completed a year from now. And again, this is all about a year from now is the perfect timing for what you're creating. Okay? What I will say is that within this year, you will see some progress. Within this year, you will be able to sort of see some kind of recovery for yourself. But what's happening is that, this is going to be a completed cycle for you. So you're going to have to, whatever you're going through in terms of your sacral chakra healing, you're going to need to sort of give it basically a year for it to fully manifest the healing process for you. The forgiveness that you're working through for your past circumstances, it's not going to be complete until you have seen that, that situation wasn't for you. It's going to be a year before you're able to come to the realization that the situation that you went through a year ago isn't necessarily who you are now as an individual. And right now, it's all a case of recovery happening on the perfect timing. Going forward, just look for the right signs and know that you are improving the health of the situation. There will be progress for you within the next few months. It's not going to happen for you within the next few weeks, but you do need to continue to be assertive, continue to nurture yourself, continue to nurture your feelings, continue to nurture your thoughts. Make sure that you're not traveling into the darker entities or the darker shadows of thoughts, because there is success for you. It's just not going to happen on the timing that you're sort of hoping for. Okay, so within a year, you will be in a completely different place. The cycle would have completed itself, and you would have been able to see that you are so much stronger than what you thought you were. To be fair, I think that's what the universe is giving you an opportunity to do, see your strengths from a different perspective. Okay? Right, so we're going to pull a tarot card to see what you need to focus on as well. So what does my guys needing the pink banded agate need to focus on? What do they need to focus on for the sacral chakra healing? Okay, you need to focus on the fact that there are some emotional insecurities, that there are some emotional imbalances that you're going through at the minute. Both your masculine and feminine reflections of yourself, so both your ability to do things and to channel your intuition is off balance at the minute. So you're not allowing for your intuition to guide you in terms of the actions. And, there will be an expansion for you in time, but you just kind of need to become a little bit more confident in your ability to move forward, in your ability to move on. Okay? What I will say is that you do have the resourcefulness, you do have the power, you do have the skills to be able to bring this to manifestation. You just need to become a little bit more clearer about what it is that you bring to the table, because I think right now you're so busy sort of giving other people the opportunities to create in your life, you're not taking control of your ability to create the circumstances that you want for yourself. But just know that you can forgive yourself as well as others for that going forward, and you will recover from the issues that have affected your sacral chakra, the issues that have affected your ability to create. You'll be able to sort of see some restoration with that within the next 3 to 4 months. Okay? What is the divine guidance for those requiring the pink banded agate healing? What is the advice, Spirit? What do they need to focus on? Okay. You need to focus on completing the cycle. You need to focus on completing the things that you set yourself out as far as goals. Like right now, you're going through some temporary depression. I can see that you're frustrated that your finances aren't necessarily where you want them to be. I can see that, outside of just your finances, you are frustrated about other things that were, how can I put it, you were unsatisfied with. Things that basically affected you emotionally, things that really sort of, yeah, I feel like some people let you down. I feel like some people really affected your ability to move forward. How can I put it? I feel like some people, you felt like they showed themselves, you continue to give them the benefit of the doubt regardless of the situation, and they let you down. What I will say is that you chose to give them the benefit of the doubt. So forgive yourself for that decision, because they showed you who they were. They let you know that they weren't going to be able to live up to your expectations, but you wanted to see them as something that they clearly were not. And that's okay that they showed themselves for who they really are, because now you get the opportunity to go forward in the next 3 to 4 months and find out who you are outside of who they were towards you. Because sometimes we get ourselves into relationships with people and we don't know who we are outside of being in that relationship with that individual, or being in that friendship with that person. We don't know how to define ourselves as a singular being, and it affects our ability when we're no longer in that situation, when we're no longer in that relationship. Just know that everything will work out for the overall best good. What you're going through right now in terms of your isolation and your temporary depression about them walking away from situations, things will move forward for you. The hopelessness that you're feeling right now isn't a forever situation. Like, nothing lasts forever. What I will say to you is, you walked away and you're giving yourself the opportunity to find yourself, to find your free spirit, to allow yourself to get some balance in your life. The situations were going to end anyways. The circumstances were going to end anyways. For those of you that are dealing with circumstances as far as career endings, it was inevitable. It was no longer in alignment with you anyways. What I will say is that you are now more perceptive in the fact that, your financial losses that kind of are very overwhelming at the minute. I can see that much. It's almost like it feels like you're giving up. Don't give up on yourself. That's an illusion. Give yourself an opportunity. If anything, this is an opportunity for you to be even more determined. Okay? In the next 3 to 4 months, you're going to be in a completely different place financially. In the next 3 to 4 months, you'll be able to sort of see all the benefits of the hard work that you've put into the situation. I can see that there's a lot of action that you will have to take, because you're very much, like I said, you're dealing with a lot of depression at the moment. You're dealing with a lot, I can feel the energy even now. You're dealing with a lot of struggles mentally about the things that felt like it was just unfair, that just felt like a complete injustice. But you will be able to regain your willpower over it. Just continue to be optimistic. There will be things for you to celebrate inevitably. There will be a positive ending and a positive outcome. Like I said, a year from now, you will be in a completely different situation. You just kind of need to continue to focus on what it is that you're trying to create for yourself. Okay? We're going to pull a stress relief card for you, and that will be the final reading for the night. Okay? Alright, so the advice for you guys is to go to the center of yourself and breathe with your diaphragm. With that, Archangel Ariel is the archangel for the sacral chakra that will be able to assist you in restoring any imbalances in your sacral chakra. Hug, touch, or be gentle. These are things that will help us to just, calm ourselves, that will help us to feel the nurturing in the situation, to feel the balance in the situation. I'm actually going to read the hug, touch, or be gentle card because I've utilized those other two cards. Well, actually, what I'll utilize the go to the center of yourself, they're saying. Go to the center of yourself. Close your eyes. If there was a center in you, where would it be? Look for it and find your attention and keep your attention to it. If the center feels small, imagine it growing like a balloon. If it's difficult to find your center, look for it in peace. When you find it, rest in it and breathe. Stay there for about 5 to 10 minutes. By returning to your center regularly, you will have better recognition of your emotions, feelings, and needs. When you are not just serving others, you will feel more powerful. Okay, so when you're not just giving your ability to create to other people, you will see all the power that you have within yourself. And you'll be able to restore your faith in yourself. You'll be able to restore your confidence in yourself. Okay, that is the final reading for the evening, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Definitely be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And tune in for the next, I think next time I'll be doing pick a herb reading, because there's different herbs that we can utilize for the process of our healing. For instance, I love to utilize chamomile. It's great for solar plexus activation. It's also great for me being able to speak my personal truths as well. So I'll be doing a pick a herb reading probably in about 4 weeks because I've got a schedule that I'm working towards, guys. But if you guys did like my technique and you guys would like a personal reading, definitely be sure to hit me up. I'll be giving all the details in the description box below. You can contact me via my website directly. That's www.shakimabrown.com. And if you guys, again, I do sort of candles as well. I do candles for the purpose. I make candles myself for the purpose of, whatever's required. So I set my intentions on those. If you guys are interested in purchasing a candle, hit me up. My email address is shakima8@gmail.com. Let me know what you're currently going through, what your struggles are, and I'll be able to set some intentions over your healing process for you. What I would say as well, just know that every situation, every cycle is temporary, and whatever you feel like you are dealing with right now, because even as I close out this space, I feel all the emotions in the space. So I think what I will say is, as you feel like the circumstances are getting the best of you, just know that it is only temporary. I've actually been guided to pull a final card for everyone tonight, and it is a love and light card, for us all to just focus ourselves and center ourselves going forward. And it's really to give us an opportunity to find a scripture that will be fitting for our healing process. Okay, what is the divine guidance, Spirit, for everyone that require healing following this Leo full moon? What is the divine guidance? It's time to be adventurous and play. Walk away from illusions and move towards truth. Okay? Spirit's giving us the opportunity to be more of our authentic selves rather than continuing to please others. So the divine guidance for us is become still so you may hear God. And this will give us the opportunity to create a happy home. Okay? Seeing for yourself, guys. What I will say, this also gives us the opportunity as well to acknowledge God's truth, so that we can become a little bit more in alignment with what Spirit is creating for us, not to us. okay? Because a lot of the times we become a victim of the circumstances around us when God is giving us the opportunity to really break through and tap into our potential. The card that I'm going to choose to read for us, guys, actually, is Become Still, so you may hear the voice of God. For the life of everything living is in the hand and the breath of every human being. Is in his hand, sorry, and the breath of every human being. And that's Job 12, chapter 10. Okay, I'm actually going to read from the book so that you guys can get even more clarity on how to utilize that scripture for your healing process. And this is up until the next, lunar cycle. The next full moon is on the 19th of February. And I will say personally, for me, I did a moon ritual where I released some baggage that I was carrying. And I think, this one was so intense. There's still the opportunity because the energies kind of linger for up to 72 hours. So if there's anything that you're still looking to purge, definitely just write it down on a piece of paper, guys, and release it, burn it, and give it back to the universe. Fire release. It gives the universe the opportunity to see that you believe completely in your path. You trust completely in the divine and what's happening for you at the moment. Okay? Become still so you may hear God. Many children naturally hear the voice of God and they trust the divine guidance they receive. They don't question whether it's their imagination, wondering if they are really hearing God. But somewhere along the line, we as adults often begin to question everything, including God. If you're having difficulty hearing God's guidance for you, try going outside. It's worth the investment of time, even if it involves traveling to find a quiet spot in nature where you can commune with your Creator. Disconnecting from the noise of the world allows you to disengage from distractions. Turn off your phone and step into God's office, the great outdoors, which He created as a sanctuary for everyone. Spend a few moments admiring God's handiwork. Listen to the birds singing, watch the butterflies dancing, run your fingers along the flower petals and tree bark. Praise God for His gifts of nature and dive right into your conversation. Pour your heart out to God, also remembering to still your mind and listen to His replies, which come softly into your head and heart. Talk to God like the loving parent that He is. For the life of everything living is in His hands, and the breath of every human being. Again, that's Job chapter 12, verse 10. I hope that was useful for you guys. I hope that you were able to get all that you need. I will be timestamping below to sort of give everybody the opportunity for whatever crystal they required for the purpose of their healing. And I just wish you guys the best. I wish you guys well. I trust that God is with you for the process, and I believe in you. So maybe it's time to show up for yourself and believe in you. God clearly believes in you. God clearly believes that you have all that you need to be able to break into that potential of unlimited and unwarranted capabilities. Okay? Until next time, guys. I'll actually be doing a Free Yourself Fridays session on Friday where you guys can come through and sort of just come in with your one question, and I'll be doing free readings for the night, and that will be 7 p.m. GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. So hopefully I'll see you guys there, and until then, take care and peace, love, and God's blessings to you all. Mwah.